What the fuck do you think you are? What happened, sir? You do not believe in Prophet Muhammad? Sir, I never said that. You said that you do not believe hadiths. Yes, I do not believe hadiths. Do not play games with me. The thing which you say is the same. I am sorry, sir, I do not believe in the liar called Bukhari. Because Prophet did not wrote hadiths, nor anyone at the time of Prophet. What the hell are you saying? Just read the history of hadiths and you will know the truth. What is the history of hadiths? Hadiths were not written at the time of our beloved Prophet. What are you talking about? Are you out of your mind? Hadiths are sayings of our Prophet, and we must believe in them. No, sir, hadiths were not written at the time of Prophet, and whoever tried to write at the time of 4 caliphs were punished, and hadith books were burnt by caliphs. What nonsense! No, sir, it is true. Do you know Umar did beat Abu Hurairah for creating false hadiths? Are you insane? What the hell are you talking about? Yes, and hadith books were written in 256 years after Hijri. Do you know, sir, how many hadith books are there? Can you name them for me? I know very well. There are 6 hadith books known as Kutubi, set. First one is Bukhari Sharif, second one is Muslims Sharif, third is Abu Dawud, fourth is Tirmidhi, fifth is Ibn Hanbal, and sixth is Sunni Mazhab. Sir, you really do not know how many hadith books are there. I just told you the names of the books. There are 134 approximate Sunni hadith books. And when you ask a scholar, he will say, all are correct but most authentic ones are the 6 books you mentioned. So what is your point here? Sir, have you ever asked a scholar how to understand Quran? Yes, I sure did ask, and he said I require knowledge of the Sahih hadiths to understand Quran. But how can you understand and remember things given in 6 big books? But scholars do that every day. They even wrote explanations and commentaries of Quran. If all commentaries are based on same hadiths, then why are there so many differences in them? But disagreements between scholars is a part of Islam. No, sir, disagreement in hadiths is not a part of Islam at all. It is part of devil's plan to mislead people. What are you saying? Do you think hadiths are written by devil? No, I did not mean that, but what I wanted to say was that hadiths have many contradictions in them. How can you say that? Because I have read hadith books and they are full of contradiction and injunctions opposite of the Quran. I would like you to read the hadith books yourself. Then you can decide yourself. So you are saying hadith books are wrong? And mislead people? Yes, sir, because they contain many absurd hadiths also which I can never believe that a prophet could have said or done. For example, the hadith in Sahih Bukhari, Ablutions, Volume 1, Book 4, number 234, says that Prophet prescribed camel urine as a medicine. And the people of Urana tribe killed shepherd. So Prophet then ordered to cut their hands and feet, and their eyes were branded with heated pieces of iron, and let them die of thirst. Is this really a hadith? Are you telling the truth? Did Prophet really did that? This is the hadith of Bukhari, you can check it yourself, and I don't believe that Prophet did anything like this or can do. That's why I do not believe hadiths. Can you give me some more examples? Bukhari 6 Hadith 298 says Muhammad would take a bath with the little girl and fondle her. Talking about Aisha when she was only 9. I do not believe this that Prophet could do such a thing. I can go on counting hadiths that are ridiculous, like the Prophet gave permission to kill children and women in war in Book of Jihad in Bukhari. How is this possible? Quran strictly prohibits this. That is what I was telling you, sir. Hadiths do contradict the Quran. Can you tell me more about hadiths? I will be happy to help. Sir, I can prove to you from Quran that hadiths are not important. Please proceed. The only book that the messenger delivered to the world is the Quran, Surah 6 verse 19. The sole mission of the messenger is to deliver the message, Surah 16 verse 35. We have been commanded to follow the Quran alone in Surah 7 verse 2 and 3, and in Surah 17 verse 46. The Quran contains everything that we need for guidance, Surah 16 verse 89. God did not leave anything out of the Quran, Surah 6 verse 38. Anything that is not commanded in the Quran, God left it up to our minds and intelligence to decide, Surah 5 verse 101. All this is given in Quran? Yes sir, and much more. I will tell you some more references so that you can check it up yourself. Don't believe anyone without checking it first. The Prophet Abraham was the founder of Islam and a good example for us, Surah 20 to verse 78, Surah to verse 135, Surah 60 verse 4. I thought Muhammad was the founder of Islam. He brought all the commandments. No sir. Muhammad was the follower of Abraham, Surah 3 verse 68, Surah 16 verse 123. All religious practices, daily prayers, obligatory charity, fasting, and pilgrimage come through Abraham. Surah 21 verse 73, Surah to verse 43 and verse 127 and 128, Surah to verse 183, Surah 3 verse 43, Surah 19 verse 31 to 59, Surah 20 verse 14. We should not follow any hadith besides the Quran as the source of God's religion, Surah 45 verse 6. There are those who use vain hadith to mislead people, without knowledge, Surah 31 verse 6. We do not need fabricated hadith, because the Quran is fully detailed, Surah 12 verse 111. The best hadith is the Quran, Surah 39 verse 23. Let us take a break and let me check those ayats. I will meet you in my office after the break. We need to discuss more.
Hey Jack, what's the matter? You look a bit down today.
I was up all night trying to read as many hadiths as I could. There are too many and most I do not understand.
Hadiths are full of contradictions, stupidity, and are made by men. God has said in the Quran that He has made it easy to understand.
But all the Islamic scholars say that we need hadith to understand the Quran. How can you read it without the tafsir?
Simple. By just reading the translations. If I wish to search for deeper meanings, I do historical studies as well as read the remnants of the previous scriptures.
That makes sense, but the scholars told me that the Quran cannot be interpreted without the hadith and not everything such as prayers are listed in our holy book.
That is ridiculous. God has said in the Quran that everything we need is in it and that religion is easy. These scholars do not know God at all. Most of them are hypocrites.
What are you saying I should do? Teach myself?
God commands Muslims in the Quran to seek knowledge and that He gave believers authority. Teach yourself with the intellect God gave you.
I understand now. I need no scholar or mullah to teach me the word of God, for God will guide me Himself. Thank you, and may God guide us all.